guys, how you doing? Hope you're very well. Long time no vid, I'm afraid. But for those of you that have subscribed to my channel, and thank you very much for doing so, that won't be any surprise to you, because to say it's infrequent would is a slight understatement. So, what's happened since the last time we did a video? Well, I found a pretty good playlist on Spotify. If you're into old school rock like I am, and I'm currently got in my ear Highway to Hell by AC/DC. All you want for a very sunny, stress-free evening ride. I'm not ringing the balls off it tonight, just a very gentle ride, because I keep promising myself I'm going to try and do a thorough review of my bike, which is the Kawasaki Z1000SX Touring. It's a 2017 67 plate machine in lime candy green. I've done 1,243 miles, and I feel like now I've got enough of a feel. Oh, showing St. Smelly Vision, Christ, they're spraying the fields, stinks. Enough of a feel about how the bike handles, kind of what it's like to live with, a bit of the dealer experience, because I've had a couple of machines from 3 of the major manufacturers over the last sort of 12 months, so I've got a bit of a feel of how the dealerships treat and look after customers once the money's actually exchanged hands, because that's the important bit, as we know. And on the back of that, I will stop and do a walk round of the bike as well, albeit I've realised I've forgotten my external microphone, however, so I will try and do something which is watchable, just not that any of these videos are watchable really, so you've got a bit of a feeling of the bike itself and what I've done to it so far to kind of make it more me, if that makes sense. So initial thoughts, well, a cracking machine, absolutely cracking machine. Now, I had a bit of a quandary to start with. I've had Super Naked MT-09, I've had Super Sport ZX10Rs, I've had Adventure, BMW GS Adventure, which was an awesome bike, awesome. But none of them really ticked the box of what I wanted. So this is what I want. So this will give you an idea as to how my buying decisions kind of came to fruition. So I wanted a bike that I could go out and do a bit of scratching on whenever I had sort of 25 minutes. You know, something that ain't a big faff, isn't massive to move around, it's enjoyable to ride, it's fun when you want it to be fun. But also I wanted something that was capable of some long distance touring. A bit of a bucket list of mine is to go away and do some touring and camping. I'm 40, I'll be 41 this year, and that's something I've never done, so yeah, I'm keen to do that. I did have a trip planned for Wales with the guys from Wildbad. Unfortunately, and it's just one of those things, is I've had a bit of a date clash with a work trip. Yeah, it's just I can't do anything about it, I'm stuck. So unfortunately I've had to hand back my ticket, which I'm gutted about, but hey, maybe next year. So I'm planning to do, through someone I met via Facebook, I'm planning to do just a sort of 2-3 day camping tour of the Peak District, following sort of a few routes, which is in the Biker's Guide to Britain, which is a fantastic book if you haven't already got it. Anyway, I digress slightly. So the bike itself, so I had it since August last year, so haven't done a ton of mileage on it, it's fair to say. Well, what way are we going? Let's go this way. I haven't done a ton of mileage on it already. Done a few sort of reasonably distant runs, distance runs. Yeah, I suppose I've done some distance runs on it, sort of a couple 100 miles at a time, but the rest of it is kind of scratching around this kind of thing. I'm lucky enough to live in the east of England. It's a beautiful part of the world to own a motorcycle, but just as deadly as anywhere else, I hasten to add, as you'll see probably from the multiple different people that will try and squash me throughout my discussion with you guys today. So, had it for coming up to a year. Overall impression, phenomenal. So if I start at the front and move backwards, kind of makes sense. It's got the Kawasaki own branded 4 pots on it, which are super sharp, loads of feel through the lever, not bitey at all, just progressively grippy, a really good set of front brakes. Moving up, the windshield, 3-stage adjustable. Could probably do with a little something on top. I'm 5'11", in its highest position you have to be nudging just over motorway speed for the air pocket to sit off of your helmet. Any other time you do get a little bit of buffeting. I run a Shoei GT Air, which causes me no problems at all because it's a fairly decent helmet anyway. Yeah, so no major issues there, and it's a nifty little feature. You can move it up and down. You're not meant to do it while you're riding, but to be honest with you, it's so easy and straightforward that it really is no issue. Clocks. A lot of people moan about the clocks, that the visibility of the LCD is shocking in light weather. To be honest, yeah, it's not great, but you know, compared to the BMW, for instance, which had the one I had at the mono, concentrating, typical bloke, can't concentrate and speak at the same time. I don't know where I'm going, which is why I'm hesitating. Which had the analog clocks on it, really hard to see. This is much better. You've got all the information you need, air temperature, range of tank, gear indicator, trip, a couple of trips rather. You've got an eco, you've got a power ranges, so there's full and low power, which makes the bike very perky indeed, and there's 3 stages of traction control. I've got it on 2. I was out, last time I was out it was damp, I've not bothered to change it. To be honest, I don't think it gives me any kind of massive interference. I really, it's no issue at all. But aside from that, I find the clock's really easy to see. Things I've put on, Oxford heated grips, again working forward backwards. Oxford heated grips I put on, really good. They're the multi-stage ones. They get nuclear hot, which is phenomenal. I've put on a X mount for my sat nav, which does a really good job. Oh, I know where I am now. X mount for my sat nav, which does a really good job. The reason I haven't got the sat nav is because I'm tight and I didn't want to spend 500 quid on a TomTom 550. So I've got a Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. It's big enough for my old eyes to see. It's waterproof or showerproof, so never had an issue with that. It's got Android Auto, so as soon as I plug it into the bike, it's really easy to see. It connects to the center of my helmet, does everything I need. Aside from that, nothing else added to the handlebars. I've got a Givi XS308 tank bag, which is a really good bit of kit. It's a little bit big, but it doesn't really get in the way too much. It's just comfortable. Anything bigger you would struggle, but outside of that it's absolutely fine, no problems. Steering is sharp. The test bike that I took out felt a little bit laboured into the turn, but I've come to the conclusion actually, and people were really have a go at the tyres. Which I think, I can't remember what's on it to be honest, 20s, yeah, I think they Battleaxe 20s, oh I don't know, I'll have a look. People slating the tyres saying they're shocking. Well actually, I don't find the tyres too bad. Clearly, the tyres represent the way that you ride, and for me, I like to throw a bike over into a corner and have some faith in the rubber. Clearly, test bikes, people like to squeeze them upright. So unless they're a little bit squared off, I've found this rolls in lovely, no issue with the tyres at all, completely trust their grip. far beyond the balls that I have to play with. And then what else we got? So yeah, moving backwards, tank bag. The seat, this is the 2017 model, so they uprated the seat on it to give it a like a slightly wider berth and less sharp on the edges, which were causing people some pain. The seat is fine. I'm 5'11". I'm a nudge under 12 stone. It's fine for about an hour and a half. Anything more than that, you start getting the numb feeling coming through. So what I've done is I've actually brought a gel pad which sits on the top from a company called Dan Medica, which is a UK company. Can't remember where they're based, but I'll put a link up. I can't really give you a comment on it yet because I've only been out for about 25 minutes. I can still feel my arse. It feels completely comfortable. It's a bit of an alien feeling because it moves around a little bit under you. However, really weird when I first got on it. Thought I'm going to have to stop and take it off, but actually now I've been on the bike for a little while, it doesn't bother me at all. I'm not a hanging off knee on the floor kind of guy, as you'll see from my lovely shiny unmarked knee sliders that I've got on. And then going back, so this is a touring edition, so I've got the panniers as part of the package. Actually I have not got the panniers on today because I washed the bike, I took them off, and I quite like running them without it, running the bike without them on when I get the opportunity. It looks really sporty, I think, which was one of the other big draws for the bike. It looks a bit ZX10ish, kind of a ZX10 for the more mature, distinguished gentleman, I'd like to say. And then going back, probably my only gripe is with the chain that they fit to the machine. To be honest with you, it's pretty shocking. I'm really fastidious with my bikes, like them super clean all the time, like showroom clean. I will occasionally leave it in the garage if it's been a long day and then clean it a couple of days later, which is what I did before. I was using Motul racing chain lube, which is really good gear. I put it on properly, I warmed the chain, all that kind of stuff. Had some drizzle. Yeah, just loads of surface rust on the chain. Really not impressed, couldn't get it all off. So anyway, I'll run it until it needs changing, and then I'll put a nice gold DID train on. So yeah, so overall that's kind of the basis of the bike. Dealer experience, I use Allwell Kawasaki, or Kawasaki Allwell in Ipswich, who are a phenomenal dealership. They are above and beyond one of the best motorcycle dealerships outside of BMW, and I make a big point on that. BMW I've found to be probably the best, but that's more of my personal relationship with the salesman. They are, yeah, phenomenal. Nothing's too much trouble, easy to deal with, happy to loan you anything you want, blah 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 blah. So yeah, anyway, really good, really good. So the bike itself, as far as the pull is concerned, one of the big things I like about it is I can sit in sixth, rattling along at 60 miles an hour, no issue at all. You wanted to get to 100, literally the just slightest twist of the accelerator and you'd be there. The same round town, you know, no need to up and down the gearbox all the time. I found that with some of the other bikes where you've really got to work it to ride it. This is super easy. One of the things that attracted me to it for the touring element. Yeah, so however, saying that with the touring element, one of the things I was surprised about is there is no cruise control on the SX. Not that that's a huge issue, because I've brought myself, and I will try and show you, I don't know whether you can see that, a little plastic throttle assist thing off of Amazon, which was like nothing, 3 or 4 quid, I can't remember. But yeah, brought one of those, fitted it to the grip, broke the first one because I'm hand-fisted, soaked the second one in boiling water to give it to make it a little bit more supple, and then fitted it on. And I tell you what, it just takes away some of that wrist ache after sort of a 2-3 hour run. Yeah, it's just mega easy. Doesn't get in the way of normal riding, not that I've found, but it'd be very easy just to turn it around so it's underneath the handle, so it's nowhere near you. But to be honest with you, it makes so little difference. It's no issue. Got the 12-volt power socket. It's an Oxford one, which the dealership fitted for me when I bought the bike. Didn't buy the Kawasaki one because, quite frankly, the Oxford one's better, and it's a third of the price. Where are you going? There's nowhere to go. Where are you off to? Yeah, so it was like a third of the price. It was like 30 quid or something. So yeah, so all done. So overall, so far so good, I think, is my apart from the slight issue with the chain. And I've realised that you can't buy a top box for it. All you can buy a Ventura rack and then modify it yourself, and then stiffen it up, and then buy a Givi top box and have it colour coded to the bike. Sounds like a lot of faff, because it is a lot of faff. Or you can do what I've done and just buy yourself a big Oxford towel bag, one of these big T50 waterproof things, which should do the job lovely. So yeah, and it fits on lovely. It's the right kind of size. I got it in a luminous yellow to stop myself getting squashed by a cager. So yeah, so there you go. So yeah, like I say, really like the bike. It's good for touring, it's good for scratching, it's good for looking at, good for cleaning. Not so good for the bank. Well, it's quite good for the bank balance, I suppose. Compare it to what else is out there. I test rode a VFR 800, too skinny, felt cheap. Test rode a BMW S1000 XR, yeah, the XR with the panniers, yeah, too scary. Test rode an RT, too big. Test rode a Tracer because I had an MT-09 before. No, just not for me. Too sensible. So yeah, so here I am. So I'll sign off, and then I'm going to come back and just do you a walk around of the bike, so you could just get a feeling of the machine itself and how it looks. And yeah, feel free to ask any questions. So I will be back just after this speed camera, I would imagine, in 3, 2, 1. And here we are. Right, okay. Hi guys. Well, I found somewhere nice to stop just to give you a quick walk round. I want to say a quick walk round, it will be a quick walk round. I'm on my way back home. So yeah, so this is the Z1000SX. Cracking bike, really good bike. I think it's a stunning looking machine. Just to give you an idea, so just a quick walk around there. There's the Wild Bad Touring guys that I'm unable to go away with. That's the XS308 tank bag that I was telling you about, and the Shoei GTR that I'm currently using, which is a really good helmet. So as you can see, I've had the 12-volt accessory point. That's the Oxford one fitted, which powers the smartphone, which does a good job. And then I've also got the Dan Medica South gel seat on there, which is looking after the posterior at the moment. So yeah, if there's anything you need, then please let us know, and I'll do my best to answer any questions you might have. There's much better reviews out there, but hopefully this will give you a bit more of a feeling from an owner's point of view of what it's like. You have to excuse the hair or lack of it, but I can't do much about that. But yeah, I'll do some more kit reviews as I go along. So I've recently got a Helix turtle, Helite turtle vest, which if you're interested in, happy to give you some more information on. So thanks ever so much for watching, and I very much look forward to speaking to you all soon. See you later. Ta-da.